This is day 3 in Wrocław, and we decided to scrap our intended excursion to Auschwitz tomorrow because actually it turned out that there's a lot of stuff to see here, and we thought it'd be more relaxed to just enjoy our last day. This building caught my eye. It's obviously designed to channel something that's old, but look at the side of it. And what has astonished me about Poland, and well, at least here, is the level of just artisanal craftsmanship and a lot of modern things. This is a typical street scene outside, but this is on the edge of Old Town. This is like more of a real street scene of real people. I decided I chose a place for breakfast in front of the opera, which is this building here. But look at how this looks like the Paris Opera building. This has a very, very nice, just international, generic, trendy vibe with Scandinavian feeling furniture and some kind of traditional tiling. These are important buildings from the secession period. This one is especially stunning, even though it was a tenement building from that period. This is a stunning church. The churches are among the most beautiful pieces of architecture in the city, largely because they have a lot more funding than other sorts of buildings. What I love also is a tram passing in front of us. Now look how crazy this theater is. And then here's some seriously ugly cement block apartments.
And then put up these huge.
This morning we're doing a walk which tracks the city's ancient moat, and this is how the city defended itself. This is a memorial dedicated to the murder of 22,000 Polish officers, massacre by Russian troops in 1940. One of the most interesting things about the entire trip, I'm just going to say it's one of the most disturbing things about the entire trip, has been that it's been overhung by the shadow of World War II. I mean, having been a German city and a stronghold of the Nazi Party, and there's a lot of World War II memorials, as well as the reminder constantly that the city was reconstructed due to having been razed during World War II. If you saw my post yesterday, you realize that I'm weirdly obsessed with this specific museum. So I forced John to come back here so I could take some photographs here of myself in front of it. The other thing that we cannot explain is how come? Well, how is the city so rich? It's obviously flourishing. It's in incredible condition. It's incredibly clean. To wit, we're on a walkway, a promenade, which has been built right next to the river. That's Cathedral Island. And we're about to walk into the National Museum, which is here. This is the National Museum. It formerly housed a German HQ. I'm not sure exactly at what date. When they ran out of space, the same architect who designed the Bundestag was commissioned to create the government's new HQ. This is the interior courtyard of the museum. It's pretty gorgeous. I can already tell I'm going to be stuck in here for hours and hours and hours and hours. I could just end up stranded here. This is 14th century Lower Silesian art. Of course, it contains tons of religious statues. These are yet more statuary from Mary Magdalene's Church, which is actually in town on the market square. These are from the 15th century. This is the calligraphy of, apparently, an armless calligrapher who inscribed the entire thing with his toes, and that is a self-portrait. This is a fantastic Art Nouveau sculpture outside of the National Museum. See how his helmet is crowned in snakes? So, our original, I don't want to say our original, my incredibly gigantic screw-up turned into this weird windfall. And I'm so happy we came here before it becomes a huge tourist stop. I've generally been spending all my time Instagramming the most beautiful places in town, but this square is not atypical either, so it's important to include it to give you a more accurate view of the city. This is the icon of the city. It's the City Hall. It's very higgledy-piggledy and was built in different sections, were added on through the centuries in very different styles with very different decorative artifacts remaining. This is John. This is half of a liter.
No, it's a litre.
Oh, it's a liter. It's a liter? You ordered a liter of beer. What kind of person are you?
Thirsty person.
Vegetarian bread with lentil spread. Here are my 3 giant pierogis. I got potato and onion, beef and pickle and onion, and chicken liver and onion. What did you get? After that pierogi repast, we had to take a break, took a nap, and now we're back out. And this is a statue in front of City Hall, and everybody rubs the bear's nose for good luck, so I'm going to do it myself. Poland is a good place for young people to visit, especially with all of its memories of occupation, Hitler, concentration camps, for young people so they understand the price of freedom. That was a note that my friend from Warsaw dropped me on Instagram just now, and I wanted to share it with you because I think that it can be a very valuable experience for someone like, for example, Sam. Here's a little person, and this is an even littler person, a drawer from the step of the church. That church has been entirely rebuilt, so there you can see it from here, and for good reason, it looks almost brand new. There's a bridge there between the 2 towers too. We're not going to walk up it. This art gallery has taken over a ducal mansion. I'm going to show this is part of a drawing triennial that's going on. You can't see it, so a huge wall of graffiti type artwork. We have come into it's probably the best cocktail bar. I hope it's the best cocktail bar in Wroclaw. It's called, it's complicated. It's Max and Dom Champagne blah blah. I'm not sure, cocktail bar. The cool thing was we got into a veritable conference about the cocktail with the mixologist who's now going to make me an aviation after I explained to him all of my preferences for alcohol, sweetness, sour, liqueurs, etc., etc. And John asked him to make a green point, even though he doesn't know it, and he's gonna retrieve the recipe and make that.
I've never tried it, so I don't. But I
Green
thought they
point.
brought it out specially.
Aviation. Can't wait to try this one. Never had aviation.
Is there dry Monty?
A dry one.
And it's a question of the gin. What interesting gin have you got?
Well, it depends actually, because we do have over 100 gins. So
100 gins. Oh my God.
Have you